Discipline and consistency. Disciplines are a set of rules or frameworks that you abide by in order to produce specific results. And consistency is the repetition of actions or behaviors in order to move towards your results and/or compound them. As simple as these two things are in concept, they are both notoriously difficult to sustain. Being a disciplined and consistent person has its benefits. It allows you to exercise autonomy over your own life, to live out the life that you have consciously crafted, and to reach goals that very few people are able to achieve. Discipline and consistency are not natural talents or intrinsic gifts that you are born with. That means you can work towards being more consistent and having more discipline. While they are hard things to cultivate, they can be developed over time. Both are fundamental to leveling up in any area of life. They act as the backbone for growth and achievement. Start building discipline and consistency by finding or defining your keystone habit. A keystone habit is a habit that ends up influencing other parts of your life, creating a sort of snowball effect of positive change and other new habits. A common example of a keystone habit is exercise, which can often lead to better habits in other areas of your life. Perhaps it's the boost in energy or newfound confidence. Maybe working out inspires you to want to eat better or prioritize getting more sleep. Whatever the case, you want to find your keystone habit. While exercise is common, mindfulness training and journaling are also good examples of keystone habits. Early on, developing a new habit can feel like it takes a lot of effort. But as it becomes more routine and the habit is solidified, it feels like much less effort and becomes just a part of your normal, everyday life. Often we have big goals, and while these can be exciting, they can also be overwhelming. Sometimes a goal or a project can look so big that we don't even know where to start. You need to break down your major goals into micro goals. You can even break those micro goals down into even smaller nano goals. Focus on crossing off these nano goals. Stay connected to your goals. Keep your vision clear and don't lose sight of why you started. The journey will be tough, but the destination is worth every drop of effort. The hurdles you overcome along the way become small victories that you can celebrate. As you do hard things, you prove to yourself that you are capable of doing hard things. Use your progress as fuel to keep going. It doesn't always feel like we are making big strides, but your ability to come back to your healthy lifestyle change after falling off shows your growth. Each time you fall off, you come back more quickly. If you rely solely on motivation or ideal conditions for discipline, then you're also creating the assumption that when things inevitably become less ideal, that you'll stop and wait for ideal conditions to pop up again. The perfect combination of motivation, context, and opportunity is rare. And if it does pop up, it doesn't last long or it's easily missed. It's like a vapor in the wind, here 1 second and gone the next. Because the truth is, there isn't ever going to be a perfect moment. Thus, the perfect moment is always right now. And that's why we need discipline. Discipline is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. Discipline is the quiet force that keeps you moving forward when motivation and inspiration fade. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Those who succeed aren't the most talented, but the most disciplined. Knowledge without application is useless. You won't change your life just by attending a seminar, reading a book, or listening to a motivational YouTube video. You change when you decide to apply those disciplines in your everyday life by putting in the effort required. As you begin to do those things consistently, you begin on the path toward achieving success. Small steps lead to big changes. Consistency beats intensity. Show up, be intentional, do the work, and the results will come. It's not about one big leap. It's about putting in the work day after day. Here are some tips to help you on your journey. Fall in love with the process. By this, I mean focus on the steps you take to achieve the goal, rather than the goal itself. It can help you feel more satisfied with your progress and help you stay motivated. If I want to be a UFC champion, but I'm an amateur fighter, rather than focusing on how far off the UFC is, I can focus on my daily training, my next amateur fight, etc. Keep going, and before you know it, you are turning professional. String together a few pro wins, and suddenly the UFC doesn't seem that far off. Limit your distractions. We all waste countless hours doom-scrolling social media, playing video games, or watching Netflix. These distractions take our time and energy away from the goals we are trying to achieve. We all can find 10 to 15 minutes in a day to dedicate to bettering ourselves or achieving our goals. Make whatever you are trying to achieve as easy as possible for yourself. You want to eat a healthy breakfast, but you don't have time in the morning to cook. You can either wake up earlier, or you could meal prep some overnight oats the night before. You want to work out while working from home, but you don't have the time to get to the gym on your lunch break. Get some home gym equipment. Set up a small area where you can work out in your home, or get outside and take a 20-minute walk or jog. Use to-do lists and workflows. To-do lists can be very helpful to remember what we are trying to accomplish and to help us keep track. Rather than put macro goals on our to-do lists, fill them with nano and micro goals. This makes them seem much more manageable and more easily achievable, which leads into focusing on small actions. Like taking tiny steps, these small actions build momentum. It creates a sense of accomplishment when we finish each one of them off, and helps motivate us to keep going and stay positive. About 15 minutes per day dedicated to a task will amount to 100 hours in a year. Think about being 1% or even 0.1% better every day. In the span of a year, that would add up to an insurmountable change in any area of your life. Now think about where you could be in 5 or 10 years. Recognize burnout and take breaks if needed. Rest days are necessary to grow. Give yourself some grace early on and understand that you need to gradually build up as you go. Every day, we are consciously crafting our futures by the decisions we are choosing to make. Think about the future that you want to craft and act accordingly. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow never comes. We only have today.